Elementary school officials are calling their decision to hire more academic support a data-driven decision.
Starting this coming school year, the district will have 2 reading and math interventionists for the first time. WGEM's Dylan Smith is back from Carthage, Illinois. And Dylan, what does that data say?
Well, the district's report card from last year has both of their schools designated as commendable, so there's really no problem there. The problem is for the students who are in danger of slipping through the cracks, right? The district screens students 3 times a year, and as you can see, last fall, I should say, 80 students were considered high risk for academic failure in reading and another roughly 50 in math. Officials call the extra support an investment for the future.
The halls are empty. But when students return next month, they'll have another helping hand or two.
It was our teachers stepping up to the plate, our paraprofessionals stepping up to the plate.
By way of reading and math interventionists, but they're not designed for students who are just a little behind.
We did not want it to be something that if they just don't fit the mold in a classroom, they're just in a different room.
They're for the students who are high risk for academic failure. Primary school principal Ryan Jacoby says a 3 times a year screener indicated last fall that 80 students pre-K through 8th grade were at high risk for academic failure in reading and another 50 for math.
I think I'd like to do the screener the second week of school and then get that updated data and then make the ideas for what intervention should be starting like week 3 of school.
The district's report card designates their 2 schools as commendable, meaning no subgroup of students are performing below the level of the lowest 5% of schools statewide.
For the record, I'm not saying we do anything bad. I'm saying that we can do things better. And just like always, we evaluate ourselves. We felt that this was a need that we had in our district.
According to the Illinois report card, Carthage Elementary students performed several points higher on state tests each of the last 3 years than the state average. Jacoby believes that these interventionists will help round out students who need help the most.
To see the kiddos that are going to start in interventions in kindergarten, the gains they'll make from then until 3rd grade, that will be interesting data to look at.
And both of the interventionists are teachers who were already in the district, although they needed to fill only one of their vacancies, so this will come at an extra cost to the district. Dan.
All right, thank you, Dylan. Jacoby says interventions could range from 1 to one-on-one instruction, lasting up to an hour, or even smaller groups of students working together.
Well, Missouri